Just so you know, I'm up 2 weeks to one. We've only been able to do it 3 weeks because usually super chats take over or whatever. I noticed that people tune in more when the 49ers are losing. It's like
It's true.
therapy. It's a
It's true.
therapy session
It's a
for
therapy
fans. I
session.
get
Yeah.
it.
Now Niner fans are like, let's a little bit boring. We beat
And the
Carolina, but
Falcons, we should win
yeah,
this one. We're good.
yeah.
Okay. Over or under offense, Jimmy Garoppolo, 220.5 yards passing.
Um, Over. This defense sucks, and they're going to sell it to stop the run. So over.
Yeah, they are a pretty good run defense, actually.
Yeah.
They're going to use that screen game much like they would the run game, a lot like they have been, really.
Mm-hmm.
I agree with you. I think he's going to go over 220.5. Question is do they get over 130.5 rushing yards, though?
No, I think they go under. Grady Jarrett.
I
No Aaron
know.
Banks.
I know. No, no.
Spencer
Okay,
Burford.
I'm gonna go
Yeah.
under as well, but
Yeah.
that's one of those ones. Okay, here's
Yeah.
one. This one might be a decider for us. Juice, 1.5 touches.
Oh. I'm going to say over. I feel like Kyle's in a good rhythm with that. He's got it, I think. Over. Better be over.
He's gone
That's their
over
best
the
weapon
last
right now.
2 weeks. Yeah, I know he has. He's gone over the last 2 weeks. I'm gonna go under. He's
Cool.
gonna get one touch this week.
Okay, so you're picking Atlanta. Okay, I got it.
He's gonna Jimmy's gonna overthrow him. That's what happens. They're gonna try to
Oh,
get him
God.
the ball.
Right. Yep. Tennessee.
All right, Debo, 10.5 touches.
10.5 touches. Below. Under. He might get 10.5 targets, but he's not catching all them. He's he's going to drop 2. Under. Under.
I'm gonna go under as well because they're really not running him near as much. So it really is coming down to the pass game.
He'll get like 2 carries and like 9 targets or 8 targets. No, he's going to get 2 carries and 8 targets. So he's going to. I think that's his new work. It's always like, it's always equals 10 when you add up the targets and the carries for him. Usually in the regular season, it equals 10. So
Okay.
8-2.
All right. That's fair. Jimmy Garoppolo has not turned the ball over in 2 straight weeks, Grant. This would be the first time in his career with the 49ers that he has gone 3 games without a turnover.
Over.
Well, pump the brakes a little bit. I'm going 1.5 total turnovers for the offense.
Oh, for the offense.
1.5 total turnovers. Sounds like you're giving Jimmy one of them.
Yeah, I'm gonna say under. I don't think they're gonna turn it over twice. Nah, no, under. I thought you said over under at 0.5 for Jimmy. That's where I thought you were going. But I'm gonna say under.
Okay, but you do think Jimmy's going to turn it over this week?
One time.
One time. All right, that's
One
fair.
time.
I don't know if the turnover comes from Jimmy. I think the team turns it over one time. I agree with you. The only difference we have on offense is Juice's touches. Let's see if we can get a tiebreaker going on defense.
Okay.
Over or under with a whole remade defensive line, 3.5 team sacks.
Over.
Really?
No problem. No problem.
Wow.
Over.
Mobile quarterback too. Okay, I'm going under. I'm going under. They're going to get 3 sacks, and Marcus Mariota's good enough to maybe get slippery and just get a half yard and not have it be a sack. So I'm going to go 3 sacks for the 49ers.
All right, cool. Here's where
I'm
I
winning
separate.
this week.
Here's
Okay.
where I win.
215.5 passing yards given up by the 49ers defense. Over or under?
That is interesting. $215. Ugh. I'm gonna go under. They're gonna sack the hell out of Marcus Mariota. Under. They're gonna sack the hell out of him. No.
All right. I'm going to go under as well. I don't think they're going to sack the hell out of him, but they are going to go under. Here's the interesting one for me, and this one's going to be the hardest one on this list for me personally.
Well, hold on. Let me say why I hesitated on this.
Okay,
Because of Kyle Pitts. And Drake. Look, those two haven't had a ton of success yet. They're really young, but they're really gifted. Both first-round picks, and I don't know how the Niners match up with either one. They could put Ward on Travarius Ward on Drake London. That's the end of it. But if he's not going to follow him and he's just going to stay on one side, then you put him up against Lenore or Womack or whatever, that's interesting. And then all of a sudden, Kyle Pitts, like, who's guarding him? Who? Is it Hufanga? I'd love to see that. Because I love Kyle Pitts coming out, and I still think he's a really tough matchup. And I'm curious to see how the Niners handle these two guys that I don't really see how they match up with. That's all I'm curious with. That's why I said that.
Yeah, it's two big body guys.
Yeah.
Kyle Pitts was out last week. I believe he returned to practice today, so I believe he's going to play. I think that is certainly something to look out for. That's really good. I mean, you're right. How do you match up with 6'5"? I don't know.
Hufungas does so many things well, but the one thing I don't think he does super well is just one-on-one, man-to-man coverage. When I watched him do that in training camp, I mean, Ross Dwelley would cook him. Now, Ross Dwelley does win all the time in that drill, to his credit, but Kyle Pitts is a whole lot more gifted than Ross Dwelley. So I want to see it. And maybe the Niners can avoid that matchup. And D'Amico's really good, but I just can't wait to see how he handles Pitts. Because there's no one else you really got to worry about besides those two.
Yeah,
anyway.
Jimmy Ward would be nice to have right about now. Hufanga actually matches up better with receivers just because of the height. And he does a good job of getting underneath routes. But
Pitts is just so much faster. Wow. So much faster. Pitts runs a 4.3. So I love to see this. Yeah.
Yeah, this is going to be interesting. No, that's a really good call. I'm going to go under as well. This is the one I'm having the most trouble with. 90.5 rushing yards given up. Now, the 49ers have done a great job of really not doing I mean, I think one game they gave that up. Last season, after week 8 or whatever, they didn't have that happen but one time the whole second half of the season. This is a number that the 49ers reach more often than not, but this is not the same defense for me. So I'll take this one first. I think they give up more than 90.5 yards rushing in this one. Atlanta can run the ball. Mariota can run the ball. I think this is a week where they give up more than 90 yards rushing. So I'm going to go over on that one.
I'm going to go under. Just so I make sure I beat you by a lot this week. I think they're going to – I love the Niners D-line depth. And I always have kind of felt like the starters aren't that much better than the backups. Like Armstead and Kinlaw, they're first-round picks with a lot of hype and investment. But, I mean, has the defense looked any different without them the last 2 weeks? Not much, in my opinion. So I think Amenahu is a stud. Jackson's a stud. They got Spence, Ridgeway, Givens. They got – I don't know. I think they're going to do a good job. Let's see.
Okay. All right. And the final one, which they've been doing a great job of this, forcing turnovers – 1.5 turnovers for the defense, over or under?
Mm, 1.5 under. I think they'll get one. I think they'll take it away from Mariota once, strip it from him. But he can just keep going at Dante Johnson and Lenore. You know, I mean, if you have to deal with Mosley or Ward on a play, like, it's bad. But if you can just avoid Ward all game. I mean, I don't know. I'm going to say under.
I agree with you.
Yeah.
It's again, at some point, something's got to give somewhere. If we think that they can hold them under, you think they can hold them under in the passing and the rushing game, they're going to get a ton of sacks. Something has to give somewhere. The turnovers has to be it. I think if you go over on all these things, then it might be a little bit of delusion on our part. So
I just
don't. As well.
I don't question the defense anymore. It's been together for so long. Whatever the coordinator is, whoever's on the field, like it's they know what they're doing on defense in this organization. Really, the next man up, everything. But offense, man, they're still figuring that out. Year 6, they got a lot of good ideas on that side, though.
Great ideas. They just got to put them together for 4 quarters, Grant.
Carson Taylor says NFL has so much money, every team should have grass. Agree. It's crazy that we have to just talk about it now. But what's also crazy, this is what happened last time. Remember, they played the Jets. All those people got injured, and then they had to play in the same field the next week. So, like, they have to now get over this mental thing of playing. They've all blamed the turf for the injuries, which is true. But now you got to play in it again. So you got to get over. You have to compartmentalize that, as it were. I'm sure they have. It's tough, and it sucks because they're
teams that play on turf all year round, Grant, and they don't have as many injuries as the 49ers.
I think what the Niners are trying to say is that you got to get used to it. If you're used to playing on grass and how it gives it, I don't know. Who knows? That's what they say.
I mean, your cleats got to be different. There's no doubt about that.
No question. Dave Barclay says, I tune in as often as possible around my work schedule, win or lose, diehard Niner fan, but it doesn't mean I always agree, and Grant doesn't always agree. So you guys are extremely crucial for us. Me and him disagreed very strongly about George Kittle today. I thought our conversation was very good, enlightening. But it wouldn't be as good if we disagreed on everything and just gave the Niners the benefit of the doubt at the end of this. You know, those are the best. I love those. Yeah, hard to find him, though. Miguel says, Grant, the people's reporter. Here's my donation. Keep up the great work coverage. Thank you, Miguel. Dave Barclay says, Jesse is always so good at numbers and over-under. Jesse's the best.
I am a numbers guy, no doubt about it.
Yeah. So
what's up? You haven't slept in your own bed in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
How does it feel? How was that whole trip getting over to North Carolina? So you went to the East Coast.
Yeah.
You had to take a train up to what?
This was let me look. This is my little travel. I take a red eye from SFO to JFK. Get to JFK at 5 a.m. Go to Penn Station.
Now, are you doing this alone or with your wife?
With my wife.
Okay.
Going to my best friend's wedding in upstate New York. So we take a train up the Hudson River. Never done that before. In fall, never really seen fall on the East Coast. Gorgeous. Get up to Albany. Never been there before. Spent a few nights. It was cool. Partied way too much because it's a weddings is just okay. Enough drinking. It was so much fun. And then you leave. and you're exhausted and you're tired. And then we got to go to Charlotte. Stay there for you. I went by myself. My wife was like, "Good luck. I'm going home." But now she's dealing with the jet lag I'm gonna be dealing with next week. So anyway, I go to Charlotte by myself. It was cool. But it kind of reminded me of like Oakland from when I was a kid. Like, there's a lot of people, but none of them are hanging downtown for whatever reason. I was walking around downtown. I was like, where's everybody? Anyway, it was cool. And then I came up here to West Virginia, drove up 4 hours. Everyone was really nice. But my first impression was Deliverance or Duck Dynasty. You know what I'm saying? I was like, oh my God, I've never been in a place like that. But everyone's hella nice. I'm not trying to like judge a book by its cover. But as a California kid, I'm like, whoa, I took a wrong turn. So it's cool. But I'm not staying a third night. I feel like I've had enough. And so this practice tomorrow. After that, I'm driving to Knoxville, which is like 4 hours away. I've never been there, but it's on the way. And Alabama's in town. So there might be like, some stuff going on. So I'll see Knoxville and then I'm going to Atlanta. My wife's flying in. We'll spend like 4 nights in Atlanta, which is a cool town, and then I'll finally go home. And I'm gonna do a little like travel diary at the end of my impressions of each place. But what I like about this is I like the driving. Like I've done the drive from LA to Oakland about 50 to 75 times in my life, and it's really boring because you've done it before. But this, like, you're just driving around the country in places you've never been. It's like fascinating. It doesn't feel like it's taking a long time. It's like a 4-hour drive to Knoxville tomorrow. That sounds like hella fun. I can't wait.
Yeah. I mean, it's all new scenery. It's a whole different part of the country. You're seeing a lot of it. It's like where in the world is Carmen Sandiego, but with Grant Cohn. I love it.
Yeah, I'm just trying to keep the videos rolling in though. I can't get lost in my travels. Got to keep the people entertained. It's important because they're the reasons I'm out here. That's right. All right. Well, what is it? It's freaking. Man, East Coast. You do this late at night, man.
I do every night. I got to. That's when the kids and wife are in bed. That's when I got the time. So it's always late nights. You got to respect that hustle.
You got to respect that hustle for sure.
Got to do it. I actually have a show at 10:30. So going behind enemy lines. Got a Falcons content creator coming on. So 45 minutes. Hop over to Last Second Sports. Check that out. Those have been a lot of fun.
You already know I got my best of Tennessee rap playlist mapped out for this one. There's not a lot of West Virginia rap. Here's my one question now before we go. Should it be called West Virginia or East Kentucky? Ooh. You tell me. What's a more apt name for where I am right now? Am I in West Virginia? Kentucky. This is East Kentucky.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
I don't think it's much west.
I feel like West Virginia sounds nice, but it's like, no, this is definitely East Kentucky. But it is pretty. It's very pretty. Very pretty.
It's pretty.
It's very nice, pretty. Okay, thanks for watching, everyone. Go watch Jesse later tonight. Peace. Oh, wait, hold on. The show is over. Dave says, just hope I can buy you guys grub occasionally. Well, you just did, man. Thank you very much. That was my dinner right there. I got a $10 quesadilla for dinner. It was hella good out here. East Kentucky quesadilla. Rhino G says turf was forced by NFL because grass don't grow indoors. Figure it out.
I beg to differ. I think a lot of grass grows indoors.
What about these?
Figure it out.
I mean, Arizona has a dome and they have grass. Yeah. They roll it outside, and all these. What about these places like Seattle, Charlotte, New York that have outdoor stadiums and turf? It's disgusting. I'm disgusted.